sympathy with this approach. I think the idea of focusing on a task and helping students get better at doing it is a good idea. My problem with task-based learning is it's very demanding of the teacher. Okay, it's a bit like the dogma teaching unplugged thing, because basically, in a way, the way I write outcomes, the way we write outcomes, is we think about the task that we want students to be able to do better, and then we think about the language that we might be able to give them that will help them do that, and kind of guide them towards a position where they're better able to do the conversation. I mean, I think the idea of saying, okay, let's begin with the conversation, okay? Now let's look at some of the language that was in there and, you know, how you can get better at it. Now have it again. I like that kind of loop. I like that kind of task, test, task, you know, or test, teach, test, or whatever you want to call it. The problem is, if you're doing pure task-based learning, where does the input come from? Well, from you, okay? And it only comes from what you notice about the problems that the students are having. So if the task is, I don't know, tell each other about an accident you've had, okay? Everything I'm teaching has to come from me noticing problems with your English, thinking about it, writing it on the board, giving you all the feedback. That's very demanding on you as a teacher, okay? For me, I think it makes more sense to, it's a sensible task. The task is a good idea. Let some material do some of that work for you by providing you with the input. Because that way, you can think about that language before you go into the classroom, you can think about what you're going to do with that language, what questions you're going to ask. You've got more brain time to actually focus on the language that you're going to be teaching. I think the other problem with the extreme task-based learning is task completion is seen as enough, okay? And you know, maybe the task is, I don't know, arrange to go out for dinner tonight. And you kind of go, do you want to go out for dinner tonight? Yes. McDonald's? Yes. Finished. Okay? 8 o'clock? Good. Okay? I've achieved my task. I've completed my task. So in pure task-based learning, they will say, that's good, you've achieved task completion. For me, that's good, you've achieved task completion, now do it better. Okay? And I think it always has to be about, it's great if you achieve the task, but here's some more language that will help you do this better next time. And it makes more sense if the material carries some of that weight and brings some of that language to the classroom. Yeah?